Hey, what's happening? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Let There Be Talk. It is Monday, July 27th, and this episode is brought to you by McGuire Harley-Davidson, my fantastic sponsor for over a year. McGuire Harley-Davidson, if you live in the San Francisco Bay Area, do not buy your motorcycle, your Harley, from anyone else except McGuire Harley-Davidson. Family-owned dealer, fantastic. Ryan and the guys, go see him. If your bike needs to get serviced, maybe you're going to Sturgis this week, get in there, get some tires, brakes, oil changes, whatever. They also have fantastic motor clothes. They got an awesome financing deal going right now. I think there's a 2.99 Harley's offering. Go in and see them. You might think you don't have good enough credit to get a bike. I doubt it. Go in and see him, man. Go talk to him. Get yourself a Harley, lowrider. Get an ultra classic, maybe a Fat Boy, a Softail, or a Road King. That's what I got, a Road King. Be the king of the road. Go see him. McGuire Harley-Davidson, 93 First Avenue, Pacheco, California. Check them out online, McGuire-HD.com. Also, I have another sponsor today, the Badasses Shot Leather Jackets. You know I'm a leather jacket junkie if you listen to the show. ShotNYC.com. Look them up. Get yourself a leather jacket for the summer. I don't care. 100 degrees out, I still rock a leather. Do it. Check them, ShotNYC.com, and also they have a brand new store in New York. It's a badass store, and also one in Glendale, California. If you live in the LA area, go on up there and get yourself a jacket. Thank you, Shot.
Sent you in a heart, but I find it hard to believe.
All right, let's get into the episode. Here it is. It is a great Monday here in LA. I'm home, fresh back from the Marin Tour. The Marin Tour has ended. Oh, that shit hurts, man. Mark Maron had me out on tour. And I got to do 5 dates on that tour. San Francisco, 2 in Portland, 1 in Denver, 1 in Boulder. And they were just fucking epic dream come true shit, you know? Denver and Boulder, you guys were fantastic. It was just so fun, man. What a great weekend. Mark and I went record shopping. I always said, Mark, I just want to tour with you. So during the day, we can hang. You know, go to guitar stores, record stores, denim shopping, whatever. Mark likes good shit, so it's a perfect guy to tour with. We went to a great record store called Black and Red, which is R-E-A-D, by the way. People try to look it up. It's R-E-A-D, so Black and Red. What a fucking great record store this is. One of the best ones I've been in a long time, man. Check them out if you're out there in the Denver area. Speaking of Denver, I'm going to be back 5 times this year. I have been in Denver after this next show coming up. 5 times. I'm a Denver local. I'm a mountain higher, whatever they call it, right? Rockin' Mountain High. My voice is shot today. Just waking up. Denver Comedy Works. August 6, 7, and 8 with Jay Moore. Come see me, the South one. That's going to be fun. Also, this Thursday, Death Squad and Del Raisers take over San Jose, the East Bay. No, that's the South Bay. I always call it the East Bay for some dumb reason. South Bay Rockers. Come see us at the San Jose Improv this Thursday, July 30th. Red Band, me, and Christian Spicer. We're coming up for one night only. Please get tickets. Big time. ASAP. My guest today, Whisky A Go-Go. You know it. You've heard of it. It doesn't matter where you live in the on the planet. You've heard of the Whisky A Go-Go. It is the most famous nightclub ever to exist. It's been open 51 years. Opened in 1964. Can you fucking believe it? There's no more iconic rock and roll building on the planet. And you just cannot argue that. It's even in the Hall of Fame, which I didn't even know till this podcast. Everyone's played there. You name it. You name it, man. Zeppelin in 69. Alice Cooper opened. The Doors. I mean, how awesome must it have been back in the day just rolling in, seeing like Zeppelin or The Doors. Love, who I didn't even know about until I saw the Doors movie. Love used to play there. All the 60s. Then you go through the 70s. All of a sudden the 80s hit, and it's an absolute ground zero for rock and roll. There's no better spot to see a show. Sounds great. They got a cool balcony. And they're still booking rock and roll. And if you understand the landscape and what's going on Sunset Strip in Los Angeles right now with property values and shit going down, like the House of Blues is going to close next week and become a hotel. They're going to tear that thing down. So if you understand the landscape and 99.9% of people's greed, you can't believe, or I can't, that the Whisky is still there, and thank God it is. The Whisky, the Roxy, the Rainbow, and the Troubadour, and the Viper Room. These are all iconic rooms, and I have some of the most epic memories from these rooms, and people, even today, are walking out of there with their future memories. I love the Whisky. Everything about it is rock and roll. It's as much of Hollywood as anything else. Say, we lost Tower Records. That was huge. But to lose the Whisky would be the death of the Sunset. The Whisky or, the Roxy. That would be the end. The Rainbow. That would sign the deal of like, oh, well, this is totally, different now. So, hats off to the Whisky. 51 years alive and very much alive, man. I'm going there September 10th to see Y&T. God, I can't wait for that. And also my guest, Jake Perry, he books the club now, 32-year-old young rock and roller. We talk about what it's like to book the Whisky A Go-Go, how he got into the Whisky A Go-Go, his time working with Corey Feldman, Pauly Shore, who else? Corey Haim. This guy, he's got a great story, man. And even if you don't like rock and roll, you got to love guys that go for what they fucking want to do in life. And I say it over and over and over, man. You only live once. Go fucking do it. And that's what this kid did. So sit back and enjoy it. He's left some free tickets here. 2 tickets to see the mighty 70s love god Leif Garrett. Remember Leif Garrett? So I'll tell you what. If you live in L.A., the first person to email me at deandelray@yahoo.com and you live in LA, and you can pick up the tickets from me at the Comedy Store, I'll give you the tickets. 2 tickets to see Leif Garrett November 6th. Before I go, I just want to say, please leave reviews on iTunes. I want to do a little experiment. Thousands and thousands of people, you guys listen to this podcast on iTunes. Just take 1 minute today, tomorrow, the next day, and leave a review. I'm at, I forget, like 262 or something. I don't know how many reviews, but I want to see what you guys can do. I just want to see. This doesn't cost you any money. Leave a review on iTunes. Love the podcast, whatever. 5 stars, whatever you want to do. And let's see if we can fucking get a couple hundred reviews. I'm just curious to see how many people listen to this intro, first of all. And how many people will take the 1 minute out of your fucking life and leave a review? All right, guys, I love you. As always, come see us in San Jose Thursday. And, tomorrow night, if you're listening today, Spicer and I will be at Nerd Melt on Sunset. An evening with Spicer. It's me, Kyle Kinane, and Christian Spicer. It's going to be fantastic. Until then, love you guys. Light the candles. Here he is, Jake Perry. Yeah, what's happening is another episode of Let There Be Talk. How are you guys? I got a great guest today. Introduce yourself, buddy.
My name is Jake Perry.
Jake Perry. Now, people go, well, who the fuck is Jake Perry? But let's give her a little rundown. First of all, you booked the bands at the Whisky?
Yeah, I'm the talent buyer at the Whisky A Go-Go on the Sunset Strip.
And how did you start doing that? Before we get into that, where are you from?
I'm from Massachusetts.
You got to put the mic at your face, bud. Kick
Worcester,
back.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. How old are you?
32.
32. You look like fucking, you got that Dick Clark disease, right? You look like you're 21.
Yep.
Holy shit, like Eric
right.
Martin.
Yeah, he looks pretty young.
Yeah, he does. Even now, I think the guy's like, I'm 49. I look 90.
Holy shit, you don't look 49.
I look 90, dude.
Nah, you look young. You look young.
So, you're from Boston?
Yeah, I'm from Worcester, Mass. I went to Emerson College in Boston, took some classes at Berklee College of Music.
Yeah.
I graduated in 2005.
You wanted to be a musician?
Not a musician, just, I've always loved film and movies and entertainment, music. So I've always been going to concerts my whole life. And I just wanted to move to Hollywood and just work in the entertainment industry, some form or another.
That's fucking badass because you remind me a lot of myself. When I was young, I booked the Stone.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's funny because I'll show you my calendars. I still got them here.
Oh, yeah, I keep all mine.
Just paper calendar, like old school,
Yeah.
And then we meet at the Whisky, and you're like, yeah, you're into rock and shit. But you move out here, and you start working for Pauly Shore. Oh, wait, you meet Pauly Shore, right?
Yeah, well, actually, in college, I organized some, class trip or whatever. We all went to some club to see Pauly do stand-up, and I met Steve Simone, his opener, at the time. And Simone was just like, oh, dude, you look like Pauly, little Pauly or whatever. So I kept in touch with him. And then I moved out here for school, to find an internship. I was staying at the Oakwoods. And I went to see Digital Underground at the House of Blues one night. And
yeah,
I'm like,
the Humpty Dance.
Yeah, I was like, oh, let me go across the street and just see if Steve Simone's over there, say hello now that I'm in town. And Pauly was just sitting on the patio, and I'm like, dude, what's up, man? I'm new to town. I want to intern for you. I need to get an internship. He's like, cool, bro, come back tomorrow. And I'm like, all right. So
no way.
Started working for the Wheeze, a couple months later.
What year was that?
That was like 2004.
2004?
Yeah, right when Pauly Shore is Dead was coming out.
Wow.
So, he was busy with that.
The Comedy Store is pretty dead at that time, right? At that era, it's like kind of empty.
Rogan was there. Rogan, I think, was still on Fear Factor.
Okay,
so that was, dude. Comedy Store was amazing.
Yeah.
I would just go in there, and Angel from Scarface would show up, or then it's Mark Cooper or Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Mark Curry.
Yeah.
Would show up. All these just classic comedians just coming through there and just popping in. Chris Rock, Dave Attell. Not even on the lineup, just coming in and doing a couple minutes. I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. So.
Yeah. Now, do you remember any of the newer comics when you were working?
Well, yeah,
like Steve Simone?
Yeah. No, Steve Ren is easy.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's blown up.
Yeah.
And a bunch of these people like John Caparulo, all these people before they had Netflix specials and stuff were there. But they're all great comedians.
Were you a comedy fan?
Yeah, I'm a comedy fan. I've never done stand-up, but, I love Dangerfield. I love Kinison. I love all, Eddie Murphy, of course.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
So now you're working for Pauly. What kind of stuff do you start doing right away? Like getting chicks' phone numbers and stuff?
Always, yeah. Trying to do that.
Yeah, but go get her number.
Bro, you're my son. Go work your magic. Yeah, that was cool. Well, he had the movie coming out.
Yeah, so that was a funny film. It was about he fakes his death or whatever.
Yeah.
For a comeback.
Yeah, totally. And so there was a bunch of people in that. That was a good movie. And he was also working on that show, Minding the Store.
Oh, yeah.
And they were starting to film that.
Now, so you were working at the store during that time? Were you working on Minding the Store?
I was working on Minding the Store, and then I was out here for school, so it was just a semester. And then, school school ended and I was supposed to go back and graduate college
in Boston and
yeah,
in Mass?
because I only had 3 months of school left, and he's like, "Bro, dude, just drop out, just work for me, bro." And I was thinking about it, and then my parents like slapped some sense into me, like, "What are you doing? Graduate college?" So so I wasn't on minding the store. I think they might have filmed me for a few clips or something, but I didn't make any final cut for that. But
so were you watching some of that madness being made though?
Yeah.
Now, what kind of shit was going on? That's a reality show. I can't find it anywhere. It's just like, I think there's some clips here and there on YouTube.
Yeah, it was just, hijinks with the Shores and, the 2 comedy stores and a bunch of comics are in there. So it was cool, man.
Yeah. And how many episodes do you know?
I want to say it made it to like 6 episodes and then it got canceled.
Oh, really?
Something. Yeah.
Now, were they setting shit up behind scenes, like go in there and be angry and stuff like that? Were you seeing that stuff? I mean, that's what they do on reality shows, right?
That, I was only there like at the very beginning of it.
Right, I got you.
Like just,
So you cut out and you go back to Mass. You had to be fucking bored, like you living in L.A. How long? A year?
Well, I was only out here. I was staying at the Oakwood Apartments. It was just a couple of months. I was like brand new to town. And, like everyone else has these boring internships. Like, I work at Fox. I'm pushing pencils all day, and I'm like hanging at the Comedy Store, living with Pauly Shore. Just like it was awesome.
Yeah, right. He's a great guy. Right?
Yeah, he's a funny dude, man. He's cool. I'm a fan of his movies too, so it was cool just to come out here and
and you look like him, so that had to be funny, right?
Yeah, well, I used to have really long curly hair, and he'd just be like, "Dude, you're the baby Weasel." So that was my persona at the Comedy Store. I don't even think anyone knows my name. They're just like, "Oh yeah, Baby Weeze, what's up, man?"
That's hilarious.
So that was cool.
So you go home, and now you got to be bored as fuck. You graduate college. What do you want to do? You go, "I'm going back to L.A.?"
Yeah, I immediately moved back here.
Yeah.
Immediately moved back here. And then I...
No job, nothing. Your parents rich?
No.
No?
No.
You come back with no money? Where do you live? What do you do?
Well, I was going to work for Pauly, and then, but I just, needed to get a real job that was more than an internship. So I did that for a little bit, and then I ended up getting a job at, for Ridley and Tony Scott, the production company, just working at some...
Oh, yeah, the Scotts.
As an office PA. So that was cool. I mean, it was,
yeah.
They did like Alien and Thelma and Louise and all these great movies and stuff. So.
Yeah, so what were you doing for those guys?
I was just an office PA, like a grunt, whatever, just first job in Hollywood.
And were they paying you?
Yeah, no, that was a paid job. It was cool. I worked on, I was a PA on that what was that? Eagles of Death Metal, I Want You So Hard. That video.
Yeah, that's a great one.
So I got to do cool stuff like that and go to some sets and stuff. But I quit that job because I was like, I'm sick of this bullshit. I was hanging at the Rainbow every day, and I'm like, this is where the party is. I'm like, this is where all the rock stars and celebs are hanging out. So I quit my job, and I started as a waiter there in the day.
Whoa, a day waiter?
A day waiter. Like, it's never been done before, and I was just like so passionate. I was like, I got to work here at Rainbow. And they were like, all right, you're hired.
Let's talk a little bit about, you're 32. How do you, you completely missed the 80s.
Oh,
scene.
I missed it.
And that's got to fucking... It's so funny because that's got to scar you. I don't feel like... the only bands I missed were Skynyrd and Zeppelin live. I mean, of course, I didn't see the Doors and shit, but that's way early. But those are the only 2 I missed. But I really come in around 77... 78 all the way to now, Yeah. So your era is like, you're 32. What is your era like?
Dude,
it's even after
like
grunge.
I don't even know. I mean, like a Blink-182 or a Rage Against the Machine.
Rage is great.
I don't listen to anything from my era. I don't even know. I'm so blind to that.
But how do you get into this 80s rock?
Dude, I'll tell you, man. It was horror movies.
Horror movies?
Dude, horror. I used to love horror movies as a kid.
Like Chainsaw and shit?
Dude, more like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, there you go. Dawkins did that one.
Yeah, so that was pretty much it. I saw these horror movies. When anyone gets killed in like Friday the 13th Part 6, it's like blood, tits, boom, cut to an Alice Cooper song. And I'm like, whoa, like... That was fucking cool.
So you're just kind of relating it with like early Boner and shit, right?
Totally, dude.
Like you're watching like titties, ooh, rock,
totally.
Right?
Yeah.
And from there, where do you start seeing this stuff? MTV's not showing it anymore.
No,
you're watching
man.
like classic VH1 classics?
I was just, spending hours in the video store renting VHS tapes and taking in as many, YouTube channel shows as I could. And at this time, I'm like 15, 16. I'd seen Stephen Piercy like 20 times.
Live?
I would just go to every single show. follow these guys everywhere in New England. My dad's taking me to see Warrant when I'm 17. He's just like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
So now,
like all on the back end when they're on the down.
oh my God, dude! 1997, they were down.
Yeah,
and then but little young Jake was there to cheer him up. So I gave him some hope. You know.
Yeah. So when you're seeing these bands like Warrant and is it Rat or is it Stephen Piercy?
Stephen Piercy.
Right. What are you talking? Like 100 people in the crowd?
Oh my God.
50?
I mean, Piercy's had some good shows and some bad shows.
Right, I understand, but I'm saying as a kid, you're going like, how come everybody's not here, right? You know,
it was kind of like that. But you know what? I didn't mind it because I got so much attention. I'm the youngest kid there. I know I can relate to all these older dudes. I can talk about dancing undercover. And they're like, how does this kid know this stuff? And I'm like, dude, I eat, live, and breathe this stuff, you know?
That's funny because your dad would be probably like, what was he listening to? Anything? Or he wasn't a rocker?
He's just a classic rock guy.
Yeah.
Didn't really push anything on me. You know, he had a couple Terrence Trent D'Arby cassettes growing up.
That's fucking great shit,
like
man. Sign your name. That guy killed.
A couple like Tracy Chapman cassettes, you know. But, you know,
it
was awesome.
So he didn't care about music like you.
He was just, you know, working hard to support me and my brother because, you know, we're expensive kids. So.
Yeah. You got an older brother or a younger?
I have a younger brother.
And was he a rocker too?
Nah, dude, not at all.
Wow.
Not at all, man.
Wow.
He's like a fisherman, like long hair, beard.
The reason I'm asking you all this stuff is because pretty much you have a gig that would be your dream gig. Do you think?
Totally. Yeah, man. This is a dream job for sure.
So let's get into this. You quit the Scots and you're jobless. Where are you living? You got roommates?
Yeah, I actually lived with that comedian Skippy Simon on Vine
Wow,
Street.
you did?
Yeah.
Skippy.
I met him at the Comedy Store when I was working for Pauly, and he was like a cool dude into punk rock like myself. And, I needed a place to stay, and then he took me in, so it was cheap rent on Vine Street.
Yeah. Now wait, you liked punk rock also?
Yeah, I mean, I used to. Well, my roots are like straight edge hardcore, Murphy's Law, Gorilla Biscuits. Murphy's Law isn't straight edge, but any of that old school hardcore stuff. That was just like a fun time. I used to love that.
Black Flag, you get into that stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then
that's weird because you're into hair metal and you're into you're a lot like myself. There's no box, people try to box me in. Hey, man, what's your favorite? And I'm like, hey, fuck, there's only 5 good bands from the 80s. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking sit around and go, man, fucking Salty Dog should have made it.
They should have.
Or Trickster. I'm just saying,
I know.
There's so many spin-offs of the great bands. After a while, you could see why it was like, fuck all this shit,
Yeah.
There's just too much.
Oversaturated the market.
Yeah, right. So, of course, at the time, I'm listening to everything. I'm not just sitting there listening to 80s rock. I was into music. You're listening to Guns N' Roses, but you're also listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know what I mean? It's like whatever is great. So you're living with Skippy Simon. You're job hunting. You start hanging at the Rainbow.
Well, I was always hanging at the Rainbow. I used to visit L.A. before I was 21 just because I saw Decline of Western Civilization Part 2, and I was like, holy shit, I got to go to L.A. I mean, I wanted to go to L.A. anyway, but then I saw that movie, and I was like, Odin, Seduce, who are these bands? Love them. So I would always just come and visit, taking a show, hang at the Rainbow before I even turned 21.
Yeah. Now, when you're there, is it living up to what you want it to be? Because when I was at the Rainbow in the 80s, it was unbelievable. First of all, I never even went in. There was 2 years I'd never even been in the venue.
Just hang in the parking lot?
That's it. You would just hang outside, and there'd be like parades of women and guys on Harleys and shit just spilling into the streets. I never went in there. It was awesome. So weird, man. Maybe to take a piss, But I usually would just piss behind the Roxy in the car, So did it live up to like what you wanted it to be?
Well, let me just tell you, my first day there.
Yeah.
I get there at 10:30. I'm
at
all
night.
Like, no, in the day. I was a day waiter. They didn't hire guys at night.
Oh, I got your first day working.
My first day working there, I met the Rainbow. I'm like, man, I can't wait. Who's going to come in? Like, what's this going to be like? And of course, it's kind of a step down. I got a college degree, and now I'm waiting tables. But it was the Rainbow. I had to do it. It's the only place
so
like that anywhere.
Funny.
So the first guy to come in, all hungover, disoriented, to get his keys because he left his car there, was Humpty Hump, Shock G from Digital Underground.
Really, Greg?
Like,
that's his name, Greg.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, dude, what's up, man? So it was cool, man. Yeah, it definitely lived up to everything and more. It's one of a kind, that place.
Now, same owner, Rainbow and Whisky. I thought it was same owner, Roxy, too. I was wrong. I was talking to Marin today, but that's Adler's.
Yeah, I think at one point they owned
all three, right?
They owned all three, and then some people bought one, and
I knew I wasn't crazy because I was like before. I thought they just owned all three.
Yeah, and the same booker booked the Whisky, also booked the Roxy,
right?
Back in the day. But this is before there was House of Blues, Viper Room. It was just Whisky for like 10 years. Then Roxy came along.
It went Gazzari's, which is the Key Club. They tore it down and built the Key
One
Club.
Oak.
Yeah, One Oak. Yeah, so it was Gazzari's. Then you had Rainbow. Then you had the Roxy, and then you had the Whisky, and across the street Viper Room was the Central Club, and that was
Filthy
just,
McNasty's later on.
Yeah, and also I think Stray Cats would play there as under another name or whatever. It was like a day you could go day drink in there, the Central Club.
Oh, really? That's cool. Did you go there?
Yeah, I would go there like a couple times. So you have the whole strip, and then you had that restaurant that's Mel's now. It was. Fuck, I forgot the name, and that's where everybody ate. I just talked to Don Barris about it. But you would eat there late night, like 4 a.m. So it was just a strip of madness. Yeah. So, okay, so you're working at the Rainbow, and they own the Whisky.
Correct.
And how long are you there as a day waiter?
I was probably there like a year and a half.
Are you the only dude waiter ever there?
They brought in some other people after me.
Right.
But I think I was like one of the first.
You were there a year and a half, and is there anyone there during the day?
Yeah, it's a good, people come in, they film stuff in the day, and like there's a pretty busy lunch crowd in the day.
Yeah, good lunch.
Yeah. Everyone always asks, it's open in the day?
Yeah. Well, I used to go there on Sundays to watch Laker games. No one would be in there. I'd just get like a pizza and fucking cheese sticks, and I could watch the game on the big screen there above the fireplace.
It's a good spot, man.
It was fucking great. Now, I love the Rainbow more than any place. I don't go much anymore. I don't know why. I think because I just burned out on it. It's just there so fucking much.
Hear you.
And after a while, you're like, same faces.
Oh,
and if you meet a chick, 900 dudes have slept with her.
Yep.
So you're just kind of like, well, she's not my wife.
Yeah. Totally.
So you worked there a year and a half, and are they doing music at the time up in that upstairs part?
It was more of like an open mic thing at the time.
Comedy.
I think an acoustic act.
Yeah, I remember
not
that.
full band. Now they kind of stepped it up. They have like a bigger PA and some equipment up there, so bands play.
When I was there, you used to have to pay $5 to go into that part.
Right. I think you still do.
Oh, you do?
At night.
Yeah, and it would be like where Axl and people like that would hang.
Dude, that is the coolest place on the strip. Above the Rainbow, it used to be a VIP club. Now it used to be called Hollywood Vampires.
Right, exactly.
And now Johnny Depp and these other guys, I don't even know who. I think it's like, I forgot who, but their band it's like Alice Cooper and Johnny Depp. Their new band is called Hollywood Vampires.
That's right. They named it after that. But it was Alice Cooper. It was like
Mickey Dolenz.
Yeah,
Zappa,
John
maybe?
Bonham, I think.
John Lennon.
Yeah, it was like these guys that had a club, and they would go up there and just fucking get loaded.
Yeah.
That shit is cool.
And it's cool because above the Rainbow, it's kind of you think you're inside of a ship. It's like a nautical theme.
It feels like a ship.
Yeah.
I told a story, and this is a true fucking story. One of the first times I went to the Rainbow, I went up inside to take a piss, and I went in the bathroom. Guys just shooting up right in the bathroom.
Holy shit.
80s, heroin's going down. It's a dark scene.
Yeah.
A couple dudes shooting up, and then I spin into that fucking boat ship area, and boom, they're playing the best music on the planet, and you're just going, this is fucking gold.
Yeah, well, also there's 2 women's rooms now, but back in the 80s, one of them was an arcade.
I don't remember
There was
that.
like 10 video games in one of the girls' rooms, which is now it's just 2 girls' rooms up there. But
I always remember the video games downstairs, like Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah, there's a couple downstairs.
Yeah, I'd always play that, and of course the famous Lemmy would play Miss Pac-Man.
I was a big fan. They remodeled the downstairs bar, but back in the day, it was shaped in like a U.
That's right.
And it was so dark in there. You could go to the other side of the bar and just like do whatever you want with anybody, and no one would see a thing.
Yeah, that was way cool. That area there. It was always weird because you paid to get in, but you didn't pay to get in. They gave you 2 drink tickets.
Yeah.
And they gave you these big ass fucking drinks.
You're like, here, get drunk.
Yeah, you get like, I'd always get 7 and 7, and I'd just be fucking a high octane tanked. And you'd spin out on the patio, and you'd see guys like, Judd Nelson.
Oh, love him.
Yeah, right.
He still hangs there.
He still hangs there, right?
I've never seen him there, but my boss is always like, "Oh yeah, Judd." Like he'll just come and hang. He's like,
he does in that outside area because you could smoke, and he looks so different, man.
Yeah.
But at the time, I worshipped him from Breakfast Club. You know,
dude, from the hip.
Fucking guy, so great. So you're working there, and what in your year and a half working at the Rainbow? Do you see any things that make your dreams like, oh, this is great, other than Humpty? Like, you know?
Oh well, yeah, man. I mean, pretty much every member of Guns N' Roses came in except Axl.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
At different times?
At different times.
Yeah.
You know, but like I would just random things. That's why the Rainbow is great. Before I was even working there, you go in there and take a piss, and Slash is just standing there taking a piss. You're like, oh, dude, that's Slash. Like,
yeah, right.
Like,
and those photos they have in there, man. You know, the pictures of the pictures that are stapled on the wall.
Oh yeah, the John Belushi, Kinnison,
those are
everything.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah.
You like sometimes you could just look at those photos and you could feel the energy.
Supposedly John Belushi, like he had his last bowl of lentil soup, and then he
That's the word there.
Night.
That's the word there. He went up there, ate. If you watch this, there's an incredible show on the BBC. They don't show it here, but you can YouTube them. They're called The Last 48. And what it is, or the last 24.
Oh, they're before someone dies.
Yeah, and
Right.
they take you through the steps, and they have guys play the people.
Yeah.
So I guess what he does is his accountants won't give him any money because they know it's going to be drugs. So he goes up, he eats at the Rainbow. Then he calls his accountant, says he wants to get a guitar at Guitar Center. They go, okay, when you get there, call us and we'll charge it. He gets there. They charge the guitar. He leaves. He comes back 20 minutes later. I don't like this. I want to return it. They give him cash back. Now he's got money to go score dope. He goes scores dope, and then that's the end of that. But, yeah, he goes to the Rainbow. Wild, right?
Yeah.
So you see GNR guys, Doc, and GNR guys are pretty much the highest level. Like if you're out back in the day and you saw any of them, it was like you just saw the president.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, right? So, okay, so you're working there a year and a half, and then how do you get into booking the whiskey?
Well, actually, I got in a nasty car accident.
What, you did?
Yeah.
In LA? Were you drunk?
No. I was driving with my girlfriend where she was driving in like her Corvette and just like took a left when she shouldn't have, and I just got T-boned by some van and like fractured bones, and so I quit the Rainbow and moved home and like to recover for a couple months.
Wow. Yeah, you're all rocker. Your girl had a vet.
Playboy Playmate.
What?
Christ.
No
I was
shit.
living the dream, man.
Wait a minute. Now, how do you meet this girl?
I met her at the Rainbow, dude.
How old are you?
I don't know, like 24 or
And she
something.
dates a waiter?
Right? What's wrong
How
with her?
the fuck does a girl, a Playboy centerfold? Was she a centerfold?
Yeah.
Wow.
Playmate.
What year? 24?
2006 or 7 or 8.
Wow.
Or something like that.
So how do you work that, man? You're just
How
waiting
did I
tables
work
like,
that?
hey.
I think I just like turned on the Jake Charm and just laid it down.
Wait a
you
minute.
know?
Like you're like, hey, do you need some pizza and cheese sticks and my dick?
Yeah, something like that.
Holy shit, man. That's a score.
Yeah.
I'm fucking 49. I never dated a Playmate centerfold.
I don't suggest it.
I know, right? So you meet her. What's that ride like? That's got to be.
It was fun, man. It was fun, but after the car accident, it ended badly. So,
well,
as it should.
How long were you seeing her for?
Maybe like 6 months or so.
She take you up to
something
the
like that.
mansion?
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
went
been
up
there a
I went
couple times.
for Halloween.
Oh, the Halloween one
Yeah.
was a great
I
one with the
think-
haunted house?
Yeah, I think it was like one of the last parties while like Hef was still doing his thing. Maybe now it's like
Right, yeah.
some people rent it out or
Well,
something. I don't know.
he still does his, but then other people rent it and do dumb stuff. But yeah, he'll
that
still,
was awesome.
He does the Halloween, the hot August nights or whatever, hot midsummer dream. I don't know. He does like 4.
That was so cool. I just like go into the table or into the, I don't know, main room, function room, and there's all these tables, and I just sit down. Jim Belushi comes and sits next to me.
Wow.
I'm just like, holy shit, dude, Jim Belushi? Like,
Yeah.
This guy, he's hanging here? I
You
thought it
got
was
like a
just
Del Rey life, man.
Yeah,
you
yeah, I
got
thought
the
it was
same
just
kind
going to
of
be like
fucking-
Kato Kalin. It's fucking big dudes like
you
Jim Belushi.
you do see guys like that though.
Yeah.
As soon as I walked in, I saw Scott Baio,
Oh, man.
Chachi,
Yeah.
and then I did see Kato Kalin,
Kato's there.
and you're kind of like, did you go to the arcade there?
Yeah, I did. That place is
thing was
awesome.
great,
It's
right?
so like 70s.
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
like it's
shag carpet.
got
and everything.
shag carpet and the crazy old games, right?
Yeah.
I love it. So you're dating her, man, and that's got to be pretty fucking good. Is she paying your bills and shit? You're kind of hating.
Nah, no, it wasn't like that. I didn't really. Wasn't doing the 80s rock star thing. that came later.
Wow, no shit. Now, so A car hits you. You get pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I was fucked up.
Did she get fucked up?
No, she had a bruise and did like a model shoot like the next day.
Oh man! So you move home again?
Yeah, I like couldn't walk. It was bad.
Oh,
I like
fuck.
fractured like hip bones and everything. So
Now, how long you home for?
I was at home for a couple months, and then I get a phone call from Corey Feldman, and he's like, "Hey, man, I heard about you. I know you want to be my assistant. I'm filming the 2 Coreys season 2. I want you to be on it with me." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it."
Wait a minute. Now, Corey Feldman, I prank called Corey Feldman before, and it's one of the best stories ever. I'm saving it. I don't want to give it away on the podcast because I'm trying to save it for like a
special.
Well, if I do like Ari Shaffir Storytellers or something, I really want to tell it. But it involves me doing some Axl Rose voice and his band. So how does Corey Feldman come into the mix? How did you even know him and he has your number?
Here's the deal. My whole life I've loved Corey Haim and Corey Feldman.
That's hilarious.
I don't know where.
Because I told you I was in Toronto, and you're like Corey Haim land. I'm like, what? Who knows that,
dude? Something's wrong with me. My whole life, I've just like I didn't have an older brother, and I would just see License to Drive, and I'm like, these 2 dudes are the coolest dudes ever. Well, more Corey Haim, but still, they were just so cool to me when I was a kid.
Right.
And then I was just always been a fan, and then just like 80s metal, they kind of had a downfall, but I stuck with them. You know, defended them.
How do you get a hold of them? You meet them at the Playboy Mansion?
Sort of. So Feldman had a contest. It was like, hey, win tickets to my show, 2 Coreys premiere in Hollywood. All you have to do is make up a set list for me, and if I like your set list, like you win. And I'm like, oh my god,
set list for his band?
For his band. And since I own all like 5 of his band CDs, I'm like, I'm gonna do.
Wait a minute,
he has
CDs. 5 CDs, Corey Feldman. Get out of here, dude.
So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this.
You're a lunatic.
I write this like long like essay, man, and then I write down my set list. I'm like, okay, you're going to do Tutti Frutti from Rock and Roll High School Forever. You're going to end with this, and for Encore, you're going to do that. And then 3 people entered, 2 people won. I didn't win.
What?
I think he only picked girls.
Yeah,
and
of course.
So then I write to the manager. I'm like, dude, like WTF? Like I gotta go. I didn't win.
Yeah.
So he's like, fine, show up. I'll put you on the list to the 2 Coreys like season premiere party.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I get down there, and my date was the Playboy Playmate.
Oh yeah, and he scoops her up.
Yeah, tried to.
Of course.
So he sees me with like the hottie, and he's like, "Hey, you guys should come back to my after party."
Oh, greasy so motherfucker, greasy. Man, right?
So greasy.
God damn it!
I didn't know at the time. I'm just like, he invited me. Oh my god, like cool.
So you go back.
I go back there, and he's doing his thing with the ladies, and I'm just like, I meet him.
What's he doing? Showing old movie clips or something of himself? Hey, that's me right there.
No. He's just got some friends, entertaining guests or whatever.
Yeah.
And I see him, and I'm like, dude, my name's Jake. I used to work for Pauly Shore. I was his assistant, and I'm your biggest fan. I would love to work for you. It's my dream someday. And he was just like, yeah, okay. Like, what's her name? And like that was it. That was it. And like we left. And after that we left.
Holy shit!
And like 6 months later, I get a call. I'm in college, and he's like, hey,
he had your number.
I gave him my card.
Oh, yeah, wow.
But he probably threw that away. But then he called Pauly and got my number from Pauly.
Right.
So he called Pauly and was like, yo, what's up with this dude? He wants to work for me. And I guess Pauly, gave me the okay. And a nice reference from Pauly. Thanks, man. And then Corey called me up and was like, hey, man, I want you to work for me and be on my show. I thought I was a prank call. I was like, dude, what? Like,
yeah.
So then, I graduated college and... maybe I wasn't in college. I think I was just home in Boston.
Yeah, after the car crash.
I was home in Boston.
After the car crash, right?
Yeah, so I was just like home recovering.
You're kind of dingy, right? You got crashed. You don't know.
I had crutches.
I'm getting your time zone together.
Yeah.
So you're home. You're fucked up. He calls, says, move out and work for me.
Yeah, so I moved after I took a little while to heal, but like a month later, I move out there. I start working for Corey.
And what are you doing for him? He's shooting that show at the time?
Yeah, dude, he was doing Lost Boys 2, 2 Corey season 2.
Right.
He's pretty busy. He's got stuff going on.
Right. So, okay. So you're out here again. This is your 3rd time out. So you work for Pauly, you go home. You come back, you work at the Rainbow, car crash, you go home. Now you're working for Corey.
Now I'm working for Feld Dog.
Yeah.
And it's funny because whenever I work for Pauly...
Is he paying pretty good?
No.
Well, and where are you living? With Skippy again?
No, I had my own place in Hollywood, Orchid Ave, like some seedy Hollywood and Highland area.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I'm working for Pauly, he's always like, "Dude, why do you keep asking about Corey Feldman?" He's like, I don't talk to that guy."
Yeah,
And then when I work for Corey, he's like, "Yeah, call Pauly, tell him I have 4 movies coming."
Why didn't you try to work for like Axl or Slash? Real guys.
Yeah, I should have said higher goals.
I know you're going for these. You're Corey Feldman. I mean, whose dream is to work for Corey Feldman?
Hey, I made it happen, man. So
I know that's
it was
great.
cool.
I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So you come out and he's shooting the reality show, right?
Shooting the reality show with the hamster.
And Haim's mess, right?
Yeah.
Like, is he taking drugs on this show?
Yeah.
What was his thing? You can talk, dude. I mean, you know what I mean? But he was on heroin or something, right?
No, I think
Crack?
he was more of a pill guy.
Oh, pill guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so what's the show about? It's Corey trying to get the other Corey together?
Well, at first it was like the 2 Coreys are back. Let's do this. And then I think it kind of took a dramatic turn once they realized that Haim's drug problem was serious.
And are you around during that time? Is it real or is it set up?
Oh, dude, it was real. It was real, man.
Right.
I was sad because, like, I love Corey Haim.
Yeah.
And, like, he wasn't in good shape at the time. And now Feldman's pissed at him. And he's like, don't talk to Corey. And so, I didn't really hang out with Corey Haim.
Because he's fucking up the show?
He's fucking up everything.
Right.
He was just, on drugs.
Yeah, it's a bummer when you see these guys on drugs, especially in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They're so fucking lost. You're going, dude, you just lost everything for drugs. What are you doing? And they just keep going, That is wild. I've seen it a million times with, like, rock and roll.
I hate to say anything bad about Corey Haim because I love the guy. But
You're not saying
drugs
anything.
are bad, kid. Don't do drugs.
Yeah, drugs are bad if you can't handle them.
You're right.
I always say, look, we've all done drugs, and then you go, I'm fucking up. I got to get out.
Yeah.
But if you just keep going, it's rough, man. And we're not talking bad about him. I wanted to know what happened because I never saw the show. And then later on, he passes away, right?
Yes.
I mean, he's gone. That's fucking weird. How does he die? Drugs?
I think he died. I think it was like a pulmonary embolism or something. I think his, something.
Just body gave up.
Yeah.
Body gave up.
Probably
yeah.
due to like drug abuse and stuff.
Right. Now, was that during while you guys were shooting the show?
No, this was like years later.
I got you. So he's shooting the show. Corey Feldman's mad at him, and so does the show end?
Yeah.
And you just keep working for Corey?
Right. Yeah. Well, the show ended. I think I don't think it got canceled. I think it just didn't get renewed for a 3rd season.
Right.
And I'm still working for Corey. He's still filming movies and stuff and doing conventions and whatever.
Yeah. So you're just traveling around with him. You're like
I didn't really
personal
travel.
assistant.
I was more like a stay-at-home assistant. He's got a kid and a nanny and a wife that would travel.
Right. And how long do you do that for?
I did that for like 2 years. I mean, I would travel. I would go to like some Goonies screenings in Oakland, a Lost Boys screening, San Diego, Comic-Con. That was fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. Comic-Con.
Dude, rolling with Feldman at Comic-Con, he was like the coolest dude. He's like the most popular guy there. He's an icon,
Yeah. He's on Stand By Me, right? Is he on that?
Yeah, man, Stand By Me.
Fuck, man. That guy was killer.
Yeah.
It's just so weird how people do. Well, also, I think his look, he just looked young forever. So he couldn't play any man parts, you know what I mean? That's tough when a guy looks young forever, like you. Like, you look like, how old are you, 32, you said?
Yep.
But you look like you're 21, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
See, I don't want to be an actor. I would rather be a reenactor. I feel like that's easier, Be like an Unsolved Mysteries, like
you
reenactor.
you can do the young guy parts.
Yeah, something.
Now, maybe one day Pauly shoots a movie and you play the early Pauly.
Oh, that'd be great. Baby Wheeze.
Yeah, Baby Wheeze. Okay, so 2 years goes by. You quit that job or what? Or it just ends?
Yeah, I just needed to move on.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I feel like you're holding some stuff back, but it's all good.
We're still friends,
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just funny. So now you move on, and what year are we talking?
2009, 2000. I think it's like 2009 now.
Yep. And you're looking for a job? And
I worked for a little bit at that radio station, 100.3 The Sound.
Oh, yeah.
Classic
The Sound
rock.
plays great shit.
Yeah. So I was just like a promo dude, like whatever, part-time job. I was still kind of helping Corey out. And then my boss now just like sent me a message on Facebook. He's like, hey, we need someone to work at the Whisky. Booker, like, are you available? And I was like, hell yeah. I started the next day.
Now this is crazy because you never booked a club, right?
No, I never booked a club.
The Whisky has been there since what year?
64.
1964.
Yeah, 51 years now.
How long?
51.
51?
Yeah, we just celebrated our 50th anniversary a couple years ago. So.
Whoa. Is that right?
Yeah, man.
Wow, man, that's fucking crazy. Okay, so it seems so weird to me that the Whisky, an iconic building, an iconic club, would book some guy that's never fucking booked a club. Like, how does the guy think this is going to work? I'm just wondering. You know what I mean? Like, there's a million people out there that can book clubs, right?
Right. Well, I think he just knew me from working at the Rainbow. He knows after working at the Rainbow, I mean, I knew everyone in the scene.
Right.
You know, every music person. And then pretty much from growing up on the East Coast and going to see Stephen Pearcy and, whatever, Winger, like, I kind of already knew these guys. So now when I send them an email or hit them up to play a show, they're like, oh, hell yeah, Jake Stir's working at the Whisky. Like, let's do this.
So you just send them personal emails?
So, I mean, you got to go through the agent.
Yeah,
sometimes I know if they're my buddy, I'll shoot him a text or something.
Right.
Get the ball rolling.
I mean, that's basically what happened to me. I'm hanging at the Stone every fucking night. I know every band way before anybody knows they're coming. When you're a kid, this pre-internet or anything, it was all word of mouth. Like, you heard this band? Fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then one day they say, hey, do you want to book this place? Because we need a guy with fucking mad knowledge. So you go in there and you start booking. 2009?
Yeah, I think it's going to be 2009. In February, I'll be there 6 years.
Now, were you doing only the local talent at first, or were you doing the headliners, the touring acts?
The first email I sent was to Janie Lane. Janie Lane's agent. I was like, we got to get him in here. And I think he was just not doing well at the time, so that didn't happen. But it's a lot, man. You got to, basically, we'll book the headliner, and then we got to also book the opening bands.
I get that. But what I'm saying is there was no one in there showing you what to do or whatever?
No, man. No, there's a whole team of people in there. My coworker, Luke, who's been there like almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he went to high school with the owner.
Well, so there's a guy that's above you?
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, because there's always the one guy that's just kind of like, hey, who should we get and stuff, and then you seek it out. So shoot out Janie Lane. That doesn't happen. Who do you get?
Oh, name it, dude. I've booked them all.
But I mean, your first booking
booking, man. It's probably Stephen Pearcy.
Yeah,
or Faster Pussycat.
Now, with those two guys, I've had Tammy on my show. We're friends. Those guys play there about 5 times a year?
Probably 2 to 3.
2 to 3. Yeah,
maybe less now.
Yeah. So you got the vibe seems to be Dawkin.
Yeah.
And then you'll have Stephen Pearcy. Then you'll have
Lita Ford, whoever, man. Basically any 80s metal band.
Yeah.
That's my shit. So
yeah.
And they do really well at the Whisky since it's a rock and roll venue. So we got, a stronghold on the 80s rock scene on the Strip still.
Now, do you have any history of when I was going to the Whisky in the 80s, it looked way different. And then they kind of changed it. It looks,
there used to be a staircase right when you walked in.
Yeah, and it was totally different, but my brain's pretty shot. I try to remember it. But I've been there a lot recently, hanging with you and stuff. We saw, who do we just see there? Crocus. Unbelievable.
Crocus, yeah.
But the sound in there is fucking spectacular, man.
It is good.
I mean, do you know anything about, like they actually seem to care in there. When I'm in there, I go, this place sounds fucking great. When I was a kid, when you'd play in there, it was always cool because it just felt like you were playing a massive concert. The stage was tall.
Yeah.
The lights were fucking real. I remember seeing Shark Island in there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, back in the day, the singer, Richard, had this... they had a song, Read My Lips, and he had like a fucking walk, walk the plank. He had that kind of thing out into the audience.
Oh, man.
Fucking wind machines and smoke, They were like, there was concerts in there, man.
Yeah.
And some of the most iconic, I mean, you got that GNR would play in there. And, I mean, everybody, I remember Metallica did the Lemmys.
The Lemmy thing, yep.
Yeah, and, they all dressed as Lemmy.
Yeah, that's funny.
There's so much great shit in there. Do you see any cool memorabilia? Like,
oh my god, dude! You know what?
Yeah.
I wish there was memorabilia, but we've gone in the attic. There's nothing.
That's crazy.
There's a couple little tidbits lying around. Like there's a Richard Pryor standee for when he did Live on the Sunset Strip.
Oh yeah, cardboard thing.
Yeah, because all the booking office for the Roxy and the Whisky was above the Whisky.
Right.
So there's a bunch of like Roxy memorabilia too. Not really a lot, just like a couple posters or like a Nancy Sinatra poster with Eric Burden from like 20 years
There's
ago.
no shit in there, huh?
Nah, man.
Wow, you think
No.
someone just took it all one day?
I just think at the time, just like now, like
No
when
one cares.
when I get a demo tape, I listen to it, but I'm not like saving it. I'm like,
Right.
oh, this sucks, I throw it away. But I probably should start
Yeah.
keeping some stuff.
Yeah, right. Now, that building, it's giant. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you go up, but people don't know. You go up in those dressing rooms. You got all these. There's like 3-4 dressing rooms up there. You got the whole balcony, of course, upstairs bar, lower bar. But it's a fucking massive thing. And the most amazing thing to me about it is it's still open.
Yeah, still open.
Now, somebody told me, I had someone in here famous, somebody, they said there was like 2 years where it was closed.
Yeah, I actually asked my boss about that. I think in the early 80s,
Yeah.
there was a fire, so that was like the excuse. But I think the punk scene was so bad.
Yeah, that's
that
right.
It was just so dirty. I was listening to your podcast when
Oh,
Pauly was
Pauly,
on it,
that's what he was
and he was
talking
just
about.
saying you drive by the Whiskey Rainbow, punks would just spit on your car.
Throw shit at you
Yeah,
and
so I
stuff.
think they closed for like a year or two just to let that scene pass, and then New Wave kicked in. They're like, all right, cool, the Knack, they're nice and friendly. Let's get them in here.
That's wild, right? To think like you could
Punk
actually.
was so out of control.
Well, not
Right.
only that, but you could just close your business for a year or two and open back up. And I mean that piece of property right now has got to be worth a gazillion dollars.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
can see what's going on to the Sunset Strip right now. Everything's getting plowed down, and all these hotels are coming up,
Yep.
and it's going to look like fucking Vegas pretty quick.
Yeah,
here,
it probably is.
Yeah. So my main point is, fucking the same owner the whole time.
Yep.
This is what's insane. I love that they've never sold this place or the Rainbow.
No, they can't.
They
They hope they don't.
Yeah, right.
They wouldn't. They're good people. I think they know that they've cultivated a scene here that just can never go away because it'll break so many hearts. Like all these people that go to the Rainbow, like where are we gonna go?
I mean, the Whisky should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I got inducted in 2006.
Oh, that is
Something.
fucking
Yeah.
amazing. I didn't even know that. It actually got inducted in?
I think we're the only nightclub in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wow, that is
right now.
That's legit though. I mean, we got to
Yeah.
talk about, you had Zeppelin playing there.
Yeah.
I got the bootleg. They played there in
Oh, you did?
'69.
Didn't Alice Cooper open for 'em?
fucking
Open for 'em or
yeah.
something? Yeah.
The Doors got signed out of there.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite scenes, when you see see it in the Doors movie.
Okay.
Now, did the Whisky make money when they shot that Tom Cruise movie? What was that thing called?
Oh, Rock of Ages?
Yeah, they didn't shoot it in there. I know they made a fake whiskey and everything in
Yeah.
Phoenix or something. I don't
I'm
know.
sure they got some sort of licensing.
Yeah, they totally made it.
royalty
They
or
made it all
something.
look nice upstairs.
Yeah, what's cool about that is they someone called the Whisky one day. I just pick up the phone and they're like, "Hey, we're the producer. We're producing like a behind the scenes documentary for the extra deleted scenes or something on the DVD for Rock of Ages."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Do you happen to know of any like '80s rock bands that didn't quite make it?" And I'm like, "Dude, you're so lucky I picked up the phone." So I just gave him a list of like all these kind of like didn't quite make it, like the London or the Zeros or something. So
Danny.
Yeah, so this guy went and interviewed like 20 people, and now on that DVD, I have a special thanks.
Oh,
on the
wow.
Rock of Ages DVD, so I share a credit with Tom Cruise, which is pretty
Well,
cool.
that's fucking badass.
Yeah.
They had to have paid him, though, like a licensing,
Yeah, I'm
to-
sure they got
yeah.
some flat fee and.
I still just can't believe, like, how the Rainbow. Do you ever talk to anybody about? They build the Rainbow. I think the Rainbow's 43 years old or something. It's the same as the Comedy Store. It's like 6 months apart.
I think it opened in 72 or something.
So it's like the
70 or
Comedy Store,
something.
like 6 months apart or something.
I think it's 43.
Do you ever
or
talk to
44.
anybody about how the fuck this started immediately just as a rock and roll hang?
Well, I think it just happened because you got the Roxy, you got the Whiskey. where are all these bands going to go and hang?
But I mean, when the owner opened it, did he say we're gonna? I mean, basically, was he opening a pizza shop because they serve pizza? Like, hey, let's open a pizza bar, or did he say let's open a place where people can just fucking hang?
Well, it used to be a bank. Then it was a restaurant called the Villanova.
Oh, really?
And then they opened it as the Rainbow in the 70s. And I'm pretty sure, there was just a booming music scene going
of course.
on. And so it's kind of just went hand in hand. Like, you hang at the Rainbow, the Roxy's are right next door. They're probably catering to two venues anyway.
Yeah.
So just where everyone started hanging.
There was a time where they built an exact replica in Vegas of the Rainbow.
Yeah.
And it was across the street from the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
And it was fucking weird.
Did you go in there? I never went there.
It was weird. You'd go in and it was the same fucking...
It was in like a strip mall, though.
Well, yeah. It was funky. It was across the street from the Hard Rock. And then... all of a sudden, it was gone one time. I asked what happened. They said, they tore the street down for like a year to do construction, and no one could get to it anymore, and it just fucking went out of business.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Yeah, man, but that was weird, right? To have because Vegas has they have a Carnegie Deli, which I love, is a New York famous deli. They grab iconic stuff and build it out there. So it was so weird to have a Rainbow there.
Well, the guys who made that, it was Bob and Jerry Greenberg, who were just... two, music industry moguls who used to work with Michael Jackson.
Oh, wow.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
And then, there's lifelong clientele of the Rainbow, and they like what they're doing over there, so they tried to open it up in Vegas. But I did hear it was because there was massive construction going on that just pretty much just blocked the street for a whole year or something like that.
Well, what I thought at first was they were going to build it inside the Hard Rock, and I was
I thought that too.
Yeah, I was like, this is going to be genius.
Yeah.
You'll be at the Hard Rock, you'll see a band, and then you can go hang in the Rainbow. I thought it was the best idea I ever heard. And then it was fucking across the street, and it was just kind of like, Now, why do bands play now?
They want to rock and roll, man. They want to make it big.
I get it.
Some people still have that dream, like, we're going to play and we're going to get famous, we're going to get signed.
Listen, I love rock, and I do comedy, and I've never done anything to be famous or make money. But it's just so weird to see a band now from the ground up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like it's easier now. You have the internet. You can promote yourself on there. Before, you were just passing out demo tapes and writing to Metal Edge or something.
Right, I get that. But when it caught on, it caught fire. There was a career, maybe not a career, but there would be like, okay, we've got record deals. We're going to tour America. Then we'll go to Europe maybe. Then we'll be in Australia. There's a whole fucking thing back then.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like, there's not 10 labels, there's not A&R guys out there scouting and stuff. It's all like, just look on Facebook now.
YouTube or something.
YouTube or MySpace when it was hot, and look at bands, and they go, well, they only have 3,000 people that like them. It seems pretty easy now. They just go online and they go, this guy has 2 million hits, just sign him, fuck it. Have you, how many years have you been doing it?
Like almost 6.
Have you seen any band, like when I was young, I'd see bands and I go, oh, this band's fucking going.
You know what band I did see, and they're not even a rock band. There's like these young kids, these young like little like surfer kids that came in and would sing acoustic, and they would just bring a ton of people, and all these like 15-year-old girls are just like fainting over them.
LMFAO or whatever?
No. They were called Emblem 3. And
Emblem 3.
They were on like America's Got Talent or something like that, and they ended up winning.
Really?
And now I think, they have like record deals and stuff, but I booked them like 5 or 6 times, and then, they blew up. It wasn't because of me. They have talent, but it was nice to see a band that I booked make it. Legitimately make it.
Now, I've seen like tons of waves of rock hit. Of course, I saw the 80s stuff boom, then grunge, and then for the whole 90s, it was really dead as far as like nothing. And then when I moved to L.A., I started hanging at the Viper Room and stuff, and this new fucking explosion starts happening. Strokes, Yeahs, Kings of Leon. Shooter Jennings had a rock band at the time. Did you ever hear them?
What were they called?
I got it in my computer. Man, I think
a Rainbow Waitress married Shooter Jennings.
Well,
Misty.
Who's that?
Misty.
Well, he was married to the girl on Sopranos, the one that was Christopher's girl.
Right.
And they had a baby or whatever. But he had a rock band, and all of a sudden, it was like a mini 80s again for a bit. His shit rock was booming. Strokes and fucking Yeah Yeah Yeahs and Kings of Leon. Jet. And yeah, man, Jet. And all those bands were playing. They would play the Trube. They would play the Viper Room. And it was fucking rocking again, you know? And even recently, there's been some really great bands, you know, like Rival Sons, like rock coming around. People are like, yeah, who do you like? You know, and there's a lot of good rock going on right now. But do you guys go after any of the like stuff that's almost hitting, or do you just stick to 80s style stuff?
Oh, no, man. We book everything.
You know?
Everything. You know, I actually just hit up E.G. Daily today.
E.G. Daily. Remember her?
Yeah, but for my job, I basically get in there. I'm like, okay, let me, bang out some rock shows. Let me hit up some punk bands. But now let's do some Jake time. And let me hit up band. I booked Annie.
That's right. What was
Alien Quinn. Dude, it was awesome. There weren't that many people there, but Annie, she sang Tomorrow just for me. I almost teared up.
Oh, man.
And then, I just hit up Pippi Longstocking, Tammy Aaron the other day.
Longstocking.
She has a band. She posted something on Facebook. It was like a half-nude photo and then like a song. And I'm like, whoa, you have a band? I hit her up. She's like, all right, let's do it. Call me. So
what about
we'll see what happens.
What about maybe getting what was that leather Tuscadero from Happy Days? Remember that? Or Susie Quattro.
Be awesome, man. I'm down if they're still around.
Yeah.
We're always down.
You got a dream band that you wish you could get?
Yeah, well, it's Guns N' Roses, man.
Of course.
Axl, that's really it. Once I hit that, it's like I worked for Corey Feldman. If I could book Axl, life complete, goals achieved.
Yeah. I really feel the reunion coming on.
I hope so.
I feel it coming on.
I love Duff's new band, Walking Papers.
Yeah, great band, right? No, his daughter played there,
right?
Oh,
yeah. I booked her a couple times.
What are they called?
They're called the Pink Slips, and they're awesome.
Yeah, they are awesome,
They're like
right?
a synth pop band.
Yeah, Duff McKagan's daughter. Check them out on Twitter and YouTube, but they got a great band. Now, Motley Crue. They playing there the last night?
Oh, my God. I get so many emails and calls.
It's got to happen.
And I think Vince and even Mick might have mentioned it in an interview or something.
Yeah, they said something like, well, of course, we're doing the staples for the last 3 nights, but I think we need to end it where we started.
I mean, I hope it happens. Usually for something like that, we'll get a call 3 days before, and they're like, yeah, Aerosmith is going to play on Tuesday. And we're like, oh, okay.
Now,
No problem.
Aerosmith did play there recently, right? What was that about?
I think it was for a radio.
That was fucking dope,
Some
right?
sort of like radio.
Were you in there?
Oh, yeah, I was in there.
Losing your mind?
Dude, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was actually, it was very controlled. Like, there was not like 500 people, maybe like 300 people.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't like a deicide show where it's a clusterfuck in there. It was, everyone was very polite and just having a great time. A mature crowd.
Yeah. Now, who else has played there while you've been working there that's humongous?
Alice Cooper played.
Alice Cooper,
and he
dope.
Had, Kesha come out. With
Kesha.
him, and Robbie Krieger and Rob Zombie.
All on his show?
Yeah, it was for his show. I think it's going to be a DVD. They were filming it.
Wow. What else? Anyone else?
Super huge star of the 70s, Mr. Leif Garrett.
Oh, yeah. Did he play there?
Yeah, he's played a couple times. He's coming back November 6th.
Wow.
Oh, look, I actually have a pair of tickets for you to give away in your podcast.
Oh, cool. Oh, thanks, man. To Leif Garrett?
Leif Garrett. I know your trusty, loyal fans are Leif Garrett fans.
Absolutely. They will. They will go. Now, let's talk about one of my favorite bands of all times coming up there, Y&T.
Oh, Y&T, yes.
Now, when is that?
Thursday, September 10th.
God, is this going to be...
She's on a mean streak.
Yeah, right?
Love it.
Oh, man. Oh, fucking great. Black Tiger!
Yeah, I just saw them on that cruise, the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Oh, did you go on one of those?
I went on. They hooked me up. They put me on that.
Well, who did? The Monsters of Rock people?
Yeah, just because I think we're going to... It's out of L.A. next year, so we're going to do some kickoff parties and stuff. So
I should be hosting that.
You should, dude.
Right?
It was awesome. Craig Gass is on there.
Craig Gass. Oh, yeah, dope.
It was good.
Now, who played on the cruise?
The headliners, I think Y&T was up there. Extreme.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Nuno's just amazing. And Gary Sharon, that guy's awesome, too. He must do yoga, every day, because he's doing jump kicks. It's just, doing the splits. You know, you guys flexible for an older guy now.
And And where did the cruise go out of? Florida?
Yeah, went from Miami to Bahamas.
Oh, yeah.
It's so cool, dude. You land, you go on the beach, like you're in the boat for like a couple of days, and you're like, okay, you can get off and go on this island. You get to the island, it's like Monster Island. There's a stage there. It's just your boat on the island.
Yeah.
Black and Blue is playing.
Whoa, from the
like,
School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, or like Bang Tango will be playing on this island. So you're just sitting there in the water, drinking a beer, hanging out with the dudes in Faster Pussycat, and you're watching like Atomic Punks or Black and Blue or something.
There's got to just be people fucked up on that thing, right?
Dude, yeah, it's awesome.
Mean,
people, for me, it's like I'm like, okay, I work at the Whisky, so I see these bands every night.
Yeah,
and now, but people are coming from like Transylvania.
Oh yeah,
who
yeah.
like never seen anything, and they're just like, oh, Britney Fox is my favorite band.
Yeah,
going crazy.
Yeah. Some of those bands you see during the day, and it's like, whoa, you're not supposed to see them outside during the daytime, right? It's
totally.
like, it's like, oh shit, they're over there playing shuffleboard. Blackie Lawless playing shuffleboard.
Blackie Lawless.
So that cruise, is that the only one you've been on?
That was the only cruise I've ever been on.
The Whisky should do a cruise.
That's what I came back from the cruise, and I was like, Whisky should do a cruise. The only thing is, it's like, I feel like Robbie Krieger isn't going to spend 4 days on a boat, But Black Oak, Arkansas might.
Wow, yeah. But I mean, you have, like the Cat House is doing the big show at Irvine. Are you fired up for that?
Yeah, I'm a support Jet Boy. That's stoked for them.
I can't fucking wait to go to this, man. Now Vane's not playing it.
No, they're not.
So Vane played the Whisky recently.
They did.
And was that the first time they played there in years, right?
Yeah, I actually saw them there in like 05 or 06 or something.
But not the original guys like this time.
It was the same singer.
Yeah. But I mean, this time it was all the guys but Danny West.
Yeah.
That had to be badass, right?
It was awesome, dude. They're awesome.
Was it packed?
Yeah, it was packed.
Wow.
It was packed.
Yeah, that's great.
Like some of these shows, like I'll book them. My coworkers have no idea who they are, and they're just like, "What's a Vane? And why is it selling so many tickets?" But it's awesome. So.
Yeah, that's great that you know. Do they ever get mad at you when the bands don't sell good? I mean, that was a pressure on me back in the day. They'd be like, "Look, man, they want a guarantee of like $15,000." I'm like, "Oh yeah, do it." Like,
yeah, it happens. It's happened, man.
Yeah, I booked Alice in Chains when fucking no one knew who they were, and the opener was Mookie Blaylock, which was Pearl Jam. Okay,
holy shit.
So they go, "Hey, should we buy this?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." Me and my buddy Jimmy Arsenault, we booked together. He does the Rock Bar now.
Yeah,
he's still in the biz, Rock Bar in San Jose. So we would get stuff, and sometimes it was too hip yet, before it hit. And then it'd be like, oh, man, we lost. But then the boss would be like, next time we need to. They would come back through and sell out like 2 nights.
Yeah.
And we'd be like, see?
Well, I'm still taking heat for booking Annie, but,
Oh,
but don't worry. It's about to change. I'm about to take heat for booking London playing this Thursday.
Now, who's left in. Now, London, if people don't know what London is, they used to call it basically the rock college. You would play in London, and then you'd go on to be in a bigger band, like Nikki Sixx played in London.
Fred Corey, I think Izzy from Guns N' Roses, like you name it, every 80s metal guy has like played with London at some point almost. So. Yeah,
now London is just the one guy, and then he over the years would just have a bunch of dudes in the band, different dudes.
Pretty much. I think some of the guys who, Nadir is a singer. The drummer is Krieger. He played with Ike and Tina Turner. He's been in the band since like '89.
Wow. Like these guys just do it for fun, right? They're not like out trying to be a band still, right?
They just do it for fun. Just keep the name alive.
Totally.
And they have a good time.
That's badass. Now, how about Shark Island? Can you get them?
No, I'm more interested in doing a Contraband reunion.
Well, that won't happen. I mean, Contraband wasn't as cool as Shark Island.
Shark Island would be cool. I got to hit him up. I don't know. I heard that there might be some sort of reunion on, like, maybe a cruise or something. We'll see.
Well, that would be fucking insane.
I'm
telling you.
That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we got Y&T coming.
Y&T.
Is that sold out?
No, not sold out.
It will, though, probably.
It'll be packed for sure.
This is going to be epic. I am not going to miss this, man.
Y&T, and then the day after that, on September 11th, I have House of Lords, another 80s rock.
Oh, wow. Now, you had Shanker recently?
Shanker, yeah.
Who else have you had that I love? Like, you had Shank. There was a run there for a minute, where, like in January.
Oh, I have Marty Friedman coming up. That's gonna sell.
Yeah,
out.
he's back in rock.
Yeah.
Because forever he was kind of playing like, I don't know, techno.
He's in Japan. Just
he lives in Japan.
Killing it in Japan.
He's always lived there. He did stuff with those Japanese girls and stuff, music. Now, are you looking for your schedule?
I'm looking for my flyer that has some shows coming.
Oh, yeah. Now, in January, though, it was like an anniversary. You had like every night, you had like insane bands, right?
Yeah, we pretty much just tried to like go hard, and we booked a headliner every day. So we had the Bangles, Stephen Pearcy, the Untouchables, who I love.
Yeah.
Jack Russell's Great White, Fear.
Shanker. Fear. Did Shanker play?
No, but Uli John Roth played that movie.
Uli, yeah, man.
And Kurt and... for the guys from Metallica, Kurt and James from Metallica were there.
They came?
Yeah, I didn't see them, but my coworkers saw them.
Let's see what you got coming here. I'm going to look at his list here. All right.
There's this cool new...
Lynch Mob.
Yep, Lynch Mob.
Okay, so who's singing in that band? Is it
Oni Logan's
Oni?
back. He's
wow,
back.
Wow, okay. Okay, Pretty Boy Floyd. They're still around.
Yeah.
You got Pretty Boy Floyd playing. What's this one? Leon Butterfly?
Iron Butterfly.
Oh, Iron Butterfly. Look at that.
Iron Butterfly.
Leon Butterfly.
Yeah, we got Canned Heats, something for the old timers.
Canned Heat. Let's see here. Y&T. Come on, dude. Killer Dwarfs.
Killer Dwarfs.
What was their song?
Let's see.
They had a hit.
They did. What was that called? Dirty Weapons or?
Remember Dangerous Toys?
Yeah.
How about Junkyard? You get them?
Fucking love Junkyard.
Come on.
I just talked to Pat, the drummer, today.
My blues again. Yeah, David Roach. I opened for them at the Stone, man. We had the best night.
Yeah, I actually just confirmed Stephen Pearcy for Saturday, January 2nd, and I'm trying to get Junkyard to open up. I'm just waiting to hear back from Roach. So,
does he live in town?
I think so. I think they all live around here.
Oh, I need that guy's email immediately.
Who, Roach?
Yeah, I got to have him on the show.
Yeah.
You got to understand, dude.
I'll get it
a lot of people, if you don't know what we're talking about a band that was signed around the era of Guns N' Roses, after, but Faster Pussycat. They're called Junkyard.
So good.
And they were their first record is an absolute classic, and you can stream it on iTunes. But, man, they had songs like Hollywood. Drinking My Booze Again. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's live in Hollywood.
So good. I think they might have got some... more popular because Axl wore their shirt out a bunch.
Absolutely.
So that might have put him on the map.
That's right. Back in the day, if Axl wore your shirt, you were fucking made. It's like Mark Maron, tweeting stuff about you or whatever now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
People are like, oh, fuck. Okay, let's see real quick before we get out of here. What else you got? Who's this one? Adler's playing.
Oh, he already played.
Oh, he did? How was it?
He was awesome. Adler is the nicest dude ever. He's a sweetheart. Like, I met him a bunch of times at the Rainbow, and I just see him again, like 8 years later. Comes up, gives me like a big hug. Like, Duff's wicked cool too. I love all the guys.
Duff is great, and Adler's doing good now. I did the Bonzo Bash with him. It was his 50th birthday on stage. Man. His wife brought him out a cake, and he'd been sober 1 year.
Yeah.
So he was doing pretty good. Was the band good?
Yeah, the band's solid.
Fuck. All right. Let's see. L.A. Guns. Now that's not with Tracy.
No, it's not.
That's this Friday.
Yep.
And then what about Tracy's new band? They going to play there?
Yeah, they actually played a couple months ago.
The other band what he does with the Poison drummer and Rudy Sarza. I forget what they're called.
Gunzo?
No, that's his band.
You mean Devil City Angels?
Yeah, Rudy's in that band now.
Right.
Just joined up.
Yeah, Devil City Angels played like a couple months ago, but when Eric Brittingham was in the band.
I gotcha.
Of Cinderella.
Yeah,
they're awesome. Anything Tracy does is awesome. That guy's talented.
Guy's
I love
a
that guy.
killer, right?
Yeah, I even like Brides of Destruction.
Oh, absolutely.
I even have Killing Machine, Tracy's solo album.
Isn't it crazy how many great things Tracy was in? He was in L.A. He was in Guns N' Roses.
He's in Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. Then L.A. Guns. Then he does Contraband. He plays with Shanker. Yeah. You know? Then he plays with Nikki Sixx and Brides of Destruction. Then he does fucking Gunzo, with Rudy.
They're good. Their new songs are awesome. I don't know the Gunzo stuff, but the Devil City Angels.
Yeah.
It's just like blues rock, but it could be on the radio, selling millions of records.
We'll see what happens, man. Well, fuck. Thanks for coming down.
You got it, brother.
And thanks for getting me in free all the time.
Of course, anytime.
Hell yeah, dude. And Y&T, I can't wait.
Shanananies.
Oh, shanananies. You know, here's the dream. GNR, they decide to do a reunion. They don't tell anyone. They book like a Saturday night at midnight
Yeah.
And then there's just a fucking radio release. In 5 minutes, GNR will be playing at the Whisky A Go Go.
That'd be
Original lineup.
That would just be a riot.
The entire town melts down. They get in there and they just open up with fucking Night Train, and it's like the Ritz, live at the Ritz all over again.
People would die.
People would fucking go bananas, man.
Bananas.
And then at the end of the show, they just say, fuck you, we're out. And there's a note on the stage with tour dates.
Oh,
that
great.
would be so
That'd be
sick,
amazing.
right?
Well, I'm not leaving there until I get David Lee Roth or Axl down there, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, all right. Well, thanks, man. You got Whisky have a Twitter? Or
Yeah, it's I run the Twitter. It's at the Whisky A Go Go.
Yep. And then, one last question before you go. Anybody ever do comedy in there besides Florentine and that stuff recently? But
no, man, I've been wanting to book a comedy show with like a big enough headliner where it would just sell out. You know how Dice played the Roxy a couple years ago. We did a comedy show for like a benefit before with just some whatever comedians, but no, we don't. More of a rock place. Don't really do comedy too much.
Yeah, I know, but man, just one fucking night. Would be insane.
Yeah, we're down for anything, man. If I'm booking fucking Annie and Pippi Longstocking, we can have comedians in there.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, man. Thank you so much. And then, okay, so the Twitter is at the Whisky.
The Whisky A Go Go.
And then Facebook.
Facebook, I think it's the Whisky A Go Go. My name's Jake Perry. I'm on there.
Yeah.
Come and find me.
And then, what about bands? How do they get in contact? Do you get cassette tapes still?
No, I wish.
That'd be hilarious.
Everything is a link now. It's even rare that I get a CD.
Yeah. So it's a link. And
It's a Facebook page, really.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, did you have fun?
Yeah, dude, it was awesome.
Hell
Thanks
yeah.
so much.
And then we'll light the candles at Y&T.
Light the candles that rock.
There you go. Light the candles. All right, see you later, guys.
Later.
Wait, we forgot. You forgot to pump your.
I forgot to tell everybody, Labor Day weekend, Sunday, September 6th, we got a free show in the Rainbow Bar and Grill parking lot, right behind the Roxy. Headlining is Jack Russell's Great White, Jake E. Lee's Red Dragon Cartel, Leatherwolf, The Untouchables, Johnny Love and the Haters. Be there, come party with me. See you
Is
guys.
that a rainbow reunion or just a?
It's usually we do it for a rainbow anniversary, but this time we decided to do it twice a year, so we're just having a little backyard rainbow boogie.
Oh, I'm there. All right, cool.
there.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Later.